We're 2 days away from New Year's Eve. The country's on the brink of a total leftist takeover. The Republican Party has done little to nothing to prevent it. They've made it worse, not just with regard to the massive election fraud. They saw it coming months and years in advance. They saw it coming, the paper ballots, and did nothing. But also the meager $600 checks to bail out the American people with regard to COVID-19. The president now says he wants $2,000. The president is angry. He didn't intervene either. He's trashing the Republican Party, and it deserves trashing, believe me or not. Believe it or not, it does deserve trashing. Because we have one corrupt party, totally corrupt, the Democrats, and we have one party that's controlled by lobbyists, special interests, and other sleazy types like Roger Stone, who are sinking this country. And you can rest assured, this is my prediction, that the Republicans will lose both elections in Georgia. There are millions of ballots already in the mail. It's a done deal. And with the president fighting with the Republican establishment, I don't even think a lot of Republicans will show up at the polls in Georgia. You can expect higher taxes. You can expect unlimited immigration. You can expect ridiculous regulations with regard to the environment. You can expect a cave-in on Middle Eastern matters with regard to Iran and other issues. And as Ronald Reagan said, when we lose liberty in this country, there's no place else to go. And this is why I wrote my book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry, because the crap that you see on Fox News and you see on Newsmax, run by somebody who gave $1 million to the Clinton Foundation, who once Biden's president, I'm sure, will try to suck up to him. Chris Ruddy is the person I'm talking about. You don't get true and accurate information anywhere. You don't obviously get it from the vile left of MSNBC and CNN, and you don't get it from Fox either. And that's why it's important to reach your own conclusions. That's why I want you to read the book, It Takes a Revolution, Forget the Scandal Industry. You can get it at Amazon.com. You can get it everywhere. Some people say that I'm pushing my book. Yes, I'm pushing my book, not because I'm going to make money, I'm not, but because I want people to see the truth. I want them to understand. I don't have the luxury of going on Fox News and promoting my own books like Hannity does or other people do there. I want to get this thing out. I want you to read it. I want you to digest it. I want you to understand just what trouble this country is in right now. You're sitting on the deck of the Titanic listening to the music play as the ship of state is sinking rapidly. And all these draconian orders over COVID-19, self-quarantining, stay at home, you can't go out to eat, you can't do anything. You can expect that to go on for years. I've talked to my doctors. I know other doctors. My client, Judy Mikovits, will tell you that as long as you're using face masks and everything else, we're not developing herd immunity. We're just prolonging this entire pandemic. And now, of course, we've got mutations, which were totally predictable. And the vaccines may not be equipped to even fight those, assuming the vaccines work. And that's a big if. And we also know that the vaccines, and listen to my radio broadcast of last week, you can find it at freedomwatchusa.org. There are certain groups that are particularly susceptible to being harmed, African Americans and Hispanics, because of their makeup, their genetic makeup. And this is something that needs to be taken into account. You don't get the truth anywhere. We're living a total lie. You have no government. And that's why we need to rise up. We need to do it for ourselves. We need citizens' grand juries to hold the guilty accountable, to put them away, to restore the rule of law. The federal judges are the worst. As Jefferson said, unelected, unaccountable to the people, they would become despots and tyrants, causing us to wage bloody revolution every 20 years or so. And he added, what's a few thousand dead to refresh the tree of liberty? Now, you and I don't want to see that. Jefferson didn't want to see it either. But he understood the inevitable. He understood the ethical and moral decline. And we're not even in a decline anymore. We're in a rot, a total rot. Everything from our educational system to the sports leagues. I mean, the Cleveland Indians, look, this is one of the worst cities in the United States, okay, next to Detroit. It's the biggest dump in the entire country as a major city. I lived there for 8 months. I know. They even eliminated the use of the word Indian in their name. This is where we are today. We're living in a complete fiction. And that's why the American people need to wake up. They have to stop listening to people like Hannity that say, oh, justice is just around the corner. Look at the great things that are going to happen. Tune into my show, Major Breaking News. No, there's no major breaking news that's good news. The news is that the country is on the ropes. So I want you to read what I wrote. It takes a revolution. Forget the scandal industry. Forget the scandal industry. Get up off the couch. Do your job. Join Freedom Watch's Justice League at freedomwatchusa.org or some other worthy cause and get to work. Because if we don't succeed right now and the time is short, then we will have a bloody revolution. The left wants to destroy us. The left wants us dead. These are the people that are going to inhabit the Biden and Harris administration. And make no mistake about it, at least in terms of our so-called government, they are going to be the president and vice president. Now, we're going to be forced with a choice, just like our founding fathers did, to alter or abolish that government and to form our own government. And that time is very short. And I'm going to call a Continental Convention next spring in Philadelphia and talk about just that, because we don't have a government now. With or without citizens' grand juries, we have no government. And we have no judges other than the corrupt hacks that you've got on the federal bench who got there because of the payment of money to get them their jobs. They're bought and paid for. I've lived it for 43 years since I became a lawyer on December 7th, 1977. I can tell you, they're corrupt top to bottom. There's not one of them who calls things as they see it when there's a political element. They fudge it. They do it for the benefactors, the people that got them their jobs in their own political predilections. They will not protect us. So we have to rise up and protect ourselves. They wouldn't even protect the president. His own Supreme Court justices stabbed him in the back like Brutus. This is unbelievable, but it's true. So that's where we are today. New Year's Eve. Let's thank God we're still alive, but we've got a lot of work to do. There's no reason to rejoice other than the fact that we believe in God. God and his son are with us if we help ourselves. That's my message for today. I'll be back tomorrow with another special podcast. Until then, thank you for listening to me.